Okay.
Lolly ho everyone! Final Fantasy XIV's new ultimate
I don't know how I feel about the talking. Okay.
raid, Dragonsong's Reprise, has been the focus of the top raiders in the world, as well as thousands of viewers who wanted to share in the experience of this incredibly hard content with multiple phases. However, it was not only the difficulty that brought people in, but also the alternate, non-canon Dragonsong war story the raid is based on. The answer to the question, what if we saved Orshfon?
Oh my god, not this shit though again.
Dragonsong's Reprise
Not this
starts
shit though
on the bridge that all players who finished Heavensward are
I
familiar
apologize
with.
to those
The
who didn't
bridge
suffer
where
through
we
this.
lost Orshfon when he tried to protect us from the spear thrown by Sir Zephyrin. The events occur ever so embellished than we remember, of course, as this is the Wandering Minstrel's telling. You get to fight the bosses from the Vault dungeon, but nevertheless it ends the same way. Sir Zephyrin throws the spear, and Orshfon dies protecting us. At this point of the story during the MSQ, we defeat Bismarck, go to Azizla to catch Thordan, and while doing that, we also lose Giselle as she defends us from the Imperials. However, the ultimate takes us from the vault directly to the Singularity Reactor, where the fight against King Thordan and the Knights 12 takes place. And after that, you end up at the final steps of Faith where you face Nidhogg Estinian, defeat him, receive a buff from both Orshfon and Giselle's ghosts to overcome the ice, and by working with Alphinaud, you finally save Estinian from Nidhogg's grasp. Up to this point, everything happens in the same order, and the story ends the way
spent my whole summer vacation
in
inside. We lost Naja for 2 weeks. It was crazy.
Alternate story begins, one where our dear comrades are spared their tragic fates. Upon being sent back to the bridge at the end of the vault as a new phase of the ultimate fight, the party needs to face the first bosses again. However, this time around, when Orshfon comes to protect you from Sir Zephyr's spear, you have the chance to actually save him by using Tanked Limit Break, healing him, and destroying the spear itself. And this is where everything begins to go horribly wrong.
Oh!
Now in a separate, alternate timeline, we again go after Thordan to stop him. But due to the fact that we do not experience the loss of our dear comrade that essentially spurred us into immediate action, this time we do not set out as fast as we originally did, which gives Thordan enough time to actually enact his plan. Upon going to Azizla, Thordan absorbs the ether of the Warring Triad, presumably before we even get to set foot in the facility. And by using both his immense ether pool and the Eye of Nidhogg, he begins to temper the dragons, which takes us to the next phase of the ultimate fight. This phase takes place at Tharl Om Kash, the northern corner of the Churning Mists, where Thordan appears with the tempered Vidofnir, Vedrfolnir, and Darkscale, who also attack you along with the Knights 12. However, the end to this part is quite different, as Thordan, upon being beaten almost to death, begs for his life. And the Warrior of Light, ever being the compassionate person, has the option to spare him, which Thordan actually immediately makes fun of before running away and leaving his sword Ascalon behind. Upon sparing Thordan, the fight takes you back to the final steps of Faith where you face Nidhogg, but this time he's not alone. By using the Neuralink technology, Nidhogg binds Hreswalgar and makes him fight against us. Now, this is extremely depressive for Hreswalgar because of his promise to his beloved Shiva, which is to never kill a mortal. This is actually part of the gameplay as well, because if he manages to kill you during the ultimate fight, he goes into a sort of rage for breaking his oath, where it becomes impossible to overcome him and the party eventually wipes. Moreover, both Orshfon and Giselle, now alive in this alternate timeline, are on the bridge as well, fighting Nidhogg's minions that try to attack Ishgard. After defeating both of the first brood, however, yet another thing goes wrong. You see, Estinian still has Nidhogg's eyes, and Alphinaud desperately tries to save him, but because neither Orshfon nor Giselle is dead, there is no one to give us the final push to do so. At
Oh
this
my
moment,
God.
Thordan shows up and absorbs not only the eyes of Nidhogg, but also the eyes of Resvelgar as well, becoming the Dragon King in the process. As if this is not bad enough, he also hits the entire bridge where the fight has taken place with a very heavy attack, which is assumed to effectively kill Orchefon and Ysel, as well as presumably Estinine and Alphinaud. Although, take this part with a grain of salt, as there is no way to confirm this during the fight, and both of them seem to disappear right before the hit. But I personally highly doubt that they managed to escape the blast in time. The fight eventually takes you to the Shattered Remembrance in Sorkai, where you face Thordan, now the Dragon King, one last time. And after a brutal battle, Thordan is finally defeated, and both Nidhogg and Resvelgar's souls set free. Then, we hear the final words of the minstrel. So ends an alternate chapter in their tale. What lessons, dear listener, might we derive from this dragon song reimagined? Be it that of man or dragon, all life is precious, and the loss of loved ones shall ever darken the hearts of those left behind. Yet, death is not the end of what was wrought. The memories forged, the affection shared, the hope inherited. Such things grant us the strength to walk on to the morrow, and there is no greater proof of this than the Warrior of Light's journey. And so we come to the end of this alternate story, where we learn what would have happened if we saved a dear friend from his tragic end, which, as told in this reimagining, might have had catastrophic effects. Not only for the Dragonsong War, but also for the rest of the story as well. It actually leaves us with more questions than answers. What would Ilbert have done if he didn't have Nidhogg's eyes to summon Shinryu? Even if he did manage to summon Shinryu, would he have the means to make it that powerful? Would Papalimo need to sacrifice himself to bind the Primal? Or would Omega even be activated to fight it? Would the Warrior of Light still set out to free Alamigo and Doma? What if we never met Xenos? What if Varys eventually used the Black Rose? What would it have cost us if we managed to save one life? I would love to hear your theories on this, so let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to check my other social media links in the description. Until next time, take good care of yourselves. Bye!
That's the alternative ending that I heard of. What the fuck? Like, bruh. Lots of events leading up to Endwalker would be significantly different if he saved Poshafon. Shadowbringer wouldn't even happen. What would you expect it to get? No, I kinda expected it. Not gonna lie. I expected it. Bye. On a lighthearted video. Sure. I love tear salts for my fried rice. Yeah, 2 minutes pog. I bet people really enjoyed that, huh? Not Dragon sheep chasing after Thorin. Yeah, but they wouldn't. Okay, so the whole reason why we rushed in the first place was the whole entire Poshafon situation. If everyone was safe, we would at least check up on the city before going after Thorin. Something like that. Pox, thank you so much for the 3 months. Thank you. But not out of justice, but out of anger and vengeance. Yeah, we wanted to get revenge. on what he did to Hoshafons along with stopping him. We had two motivations driving us. If we only had a motivation to just stop them rather than rage, rather than the rage that we had, we probably wouldn't even be rushing to go after him. So I guess it kind of does make sense. That explains Dark Knight. It's been a long time since I've been through Heaven's Sword, but yeah, because the whole city was already in shambles. No one would have left the city behind like that. We might be heroes, but we're still mortal beings. We are slaves to our emotions just as much as anyone else. At least didn't have to tell Edmond what happened. Honestly, though. Okay. Let me see if my food is done. I was steaming some dumplings. I'll be back. My food is done. Yay. I just went to him. So you know how your son wants it to be a holy night? Oh my god, Lilac. If anything, I feel like death and the sadness of it would cause a delay reacting to it, as opposed to continuing straight to Thornton. It definitely depends on the person and how they it depends on the person and how they normally react whenever their loved one is dead. Like for me, a slight heavy topic, I definitely would go for vengeance. I would definitely want to go for vengeance if I lost a loved one. I'm sure people were aware of how I reacted after Hashafon's death. I fucking bawled my eyes out. And then afterwards, I was so keen to freaking getting vengeance. I was so keen to the vengeance. I just wanted to get revenge for what happened. I think that's when I found you. mm. Going back to 5.3 trailer topic, imagine watching that and having to wait 2 to 3 weeks for the patch. I would die. Seeing what I saw in the 5.3 trailer, oh my god, with everything that I saw, especially with Graha, I, I don't think I'm ready to continue, but at the same time, I want to know what happens. I, I want to know what happens. Aside for Endwalker. I heard that I remember people talking about Endwalker a lot when it was first announced, and I didn't even know much about Final Fantasy. That was around around the time Endwalker was announced, was around the time where people I was friends with were trying to get me into Final Fantasy 14. They didn't succeed, but you know, I played the game for like an hour or two. I don't remember. Not trying to heal, of course, but like if he made it through that and they left, you know, Thornton is a danger and he can't be left to his own device. So I feel like you get there at the same speed, if not faster, because again, you would go straight there. I personally, for me, I probably wouldn't, because knowing how, okay, you have to keep in mind about the city too. Ishgard itself was, I I would definitely make sure the city itself is fine because it was already in shambles with the whole Thornton situation. I personally would have stayed behind at least to make sure that everyone was okay. All the citizens and stuff, if I wasn't blinded by emotions. Was it? Yeah. because of all the events that led up to the whole entire uh Sir Emmerich confronting the Archbishop along with okay. I can't think at the moment. I just remember Ishgard was just constantly in chaos. I just remember it being really chaotic in Ishgard. So if I wasn't blinded with anger, I probably would have stayed behind and helped the citizens. But again, it also depends on the point of view of someone. It also depends on how someone handles their emotions and such. It all depends on our warrior lights, I guess. Our warrior lights have their own personality. They're their own person kind of thing. You can put yourself in their shoes, but you probably still won't have the mindset that was already set for that character kind of thing. I just don't recall having voiced stuff a ton. Understandable. I think I can recall quite a bit of it just because it hasn't been way too long for me. It's been like, what, 4 months since I've touched Heaven's Ward, which is still a good amount of time to forget a lot of stuff, but not enough to forget everything kind of thing. His city was constantly in turmoil though, from what I remember. Right, for me it's been since like 2019, yeah. Thought so. But most people, it's probably been a while. Hmm. Are there any other videos you want me to turn on while I eat my food? Because my food's been waiting for me. And I don't want you guys to just stare at like a blank screen. A road trip video. A road trip video? It wasn't quite like understanding of the game story at the time either. Oh, understandable. Oh, the only video I can think of that's saved till after 5.3. I'm looking through TV tropes for Final Fantasy 14 memes. Are we going to be looking at memes now? Oh, fuck. Wait, I got one. Okay. Can probably watch slash emote. Eh? Is not just favorite one. Wait, what? The one, and one of it is the Square Enix building. The slash emote one is the one with the Lala, right? I think, I think with Stormbringer and Stormblood and Shadowbringer, you really start to grasp the scopes of the bigger story. Especially with Shadowbringers. Shadowbringers being a big eye opener to people, to where it's like Heidelin and Zodiac are both Heimals. And it's a possibility that you yourself are under a Primal's influence.